The Consumer is a 2020 film directed by Alex Kvist. A film about a big warning already for the future of men. Imagine you are rich but you demand more. You want money, luxurious house, buy expensive clothes. Make your girlfriend happy with expensive gadgets for her. But then the question is, how much are you ready to sacrifice your life? The film begins with Counselor and his wife cozying up in bed, having sex. This is already the first warning and just a minute into the film. According to Grazia, it is said, as for sex, it seems people suffering a collective post-COVID slump, branded the Great Sexodus by sexual wellness brand Lilo. Of 4,000 people surveyed in its 2022 sex census, almost half (-45%) said they did less sex than before or no sex at all in the past 18 months. 1 in 10 said they hadn't even kissed another person during that time. The top reason, listed by 45% of participants, is mental health, including anxiety. Moving on to the next scene, Marina and her husband Reiner are sitting drinking cocktails. Then Reiner asks if Marina likes the view because it reminds her of someone.
Do you like the view because it reminds you of someone else?
That's not why I like it. I like it more for itself.
More and more today people are busy with their job, hobby, marketing. Which affects us as humans, which can be meant how slowly our life continues never forward. Counselor goes to Amsterdam to buy a ring for his wife. Then his diamond friend explains how earning things today is unnecessary and has no impact on us humans.
A life giving. Exactly. In the centuries of old Spain, had from the village. He wanted only diamonds, so he stole for the palace.
According to Quora, the question is asked, why do so many people glorify gangsters from the Prohibition era? They did terrible crimes like murder, etc. Americans in general have a distrust of the federal government. We tend to idolize the days in the past where people engaged in lawless behavior, staking a claim for themselves, sometimes sticking it to a corrupt government. We idolize it for the same reason we idolize pirates and Old West outlaws. There is a certain mystique in navigating a world free of laws and still managing to come out on top. This shows how much power takes on other people's characters in the film. The Mexican cartel kidnaps Counselor's wife, kills his lawyer friend, etc. Nothing goes well for any of the characters. Counselor goes back to the USA and is invited to his friend Reiner's party. Then Reiner has a proposal to make a deal with the cartel where they can invest a large amount of money for everyone in the work. Both agree with the idea. Further into the film, a motorcyclist explains how his dog food diet improves his body.
Do you have a dog?
Do you have a dog?
Yes.
It is so for me.
For you?
Yes, ma'am. It's a diet. Last time I lost 60 pounds in 3 days. You see these diets on the news and all bullshit.
According to VIA research, it is said, mental health conditions, such as depression, anxiety, eating disorders and obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, problems with digestion, such as celiac disease or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, other health conditions, such as an overactive thyroid, type 2 diabetes or heart failure. Later one evening in the film, the counselor invites his wife to dinner and proposes to her. His wife tells Marina about the ring. Marina gets jealous. Very well, Mind says, jealousy in the context of a relationship. When it relates to our relationships, jealousy is a reaction to a perceived threat, real or imagined. The jealous partner most likely fears that an outsider is trying to win the affection of their loved one. Jealousy is also often associated with feeling angry, contemptuous, anxious, and depressed, which is why jealousy can be destructive and potentially dangerous.
You slept with 5 guys? Oh my god, you bitch, no wonder he wants to fuck you with a breakfast.
Continuation into the film when the deal has been approved.
Hello?
Reiner.
Counselor.
I'm in.
You're in or you're out, man, that's the deal.
And Counselor visits Carter at a bar drinking a Heineken. But what does a beer say about all this? 1 can of beer, about 12 ounces, contains calories, 153 protein, 2 grams fat, less than 1 gram carbohydrates, 13 grams fiber, less than 1 gram sugar, less than 1 gram. Counselor asks how much the percentage is on transferring the money to a safe place.
They will look about 24 million stocks. And that's for you, Counselor, because you're part of it, right? How much is the percent of that? I would say about 49%.
Discover said its provision for credit losses was $1.9 billion in the fourth quarter, an increase of $1 billion from the previous year. The increase included a $305 million higher reserve build and a $717 million increase in net charge-offs, debt that a lender deems unlikely to be repaid. The thing is, Carter tells them that the cartel could kill them if they don't close the deal before it's too late. Counselor goes to Reiner and tells him about what will happen. But Reiner is more interested in hearing what Counselor thinks of his club. Reiner is more of a laid-back and tiresome character who only cares about money. and starts talking about a crazy night his cousin had. The lawyer is disinterested and leaves. Machina goes to church to confess.
Hi.
Hi?
Oh, bless me, Father, if I have sinned.
What is the meaning of paying for your own sins? It means you are unforgiven and God must punish you to bring you to Him in reconciliation. What it really means is that Christ did not pay for your sins and you will pay for them in hell as you are punished just for what you have done.
I am a killer and better, but I have done some crazy things I would like to discuss, so
Other people is waiting in line, so hurry up.
Well, they can wait.
Who you been talking to?
And why did I talk to somebody?
You said bless me, Father.
Why am I not telling about sex?
Do you have an actually question?
Are you gay?
Then later in the film, Pinioella is killed to death and has sinned for the debts that her husband owes. Fast forward to the movie. Counselor and Reiner discuss how Machina fucked his car.
And she looks at me and says, I'm gonna fuck your car. Though, take it off her pants and started to fuck my car. She has this very breast waxing down there.
And Reiner says love is everywhere.
Okay, wherever you are, the love is everywhere.
This shows how woke Hollywood has become in recent years. Disney is exploding with woke characters. Marvel's love for the MCU has become a disaster. More and more celebrities are being exposed for their sins. Later in the film, a motorcyclist must destroy the cartel's ideas. This was the same person at the beginning of the film when we see him driving past the border to El Paso. But what does El Paso say about this? Explains the factors that influence the forecast, including lower commodity output prices, lower gasoline demand, and competition with other countries. Notes that this trend, which began in 2023, brings substantial financial investments and risks for the industry. Moving on to the next scene. Pinioella calls Machina about a dream she had about her.
Hi. I had a dream about you.
I did.
Machina tells her how much she loathes Pinioella as a person and threatens to kill her.
You're a worthless and ignorant bitch. Very soon you will be on the snuffing. And maybe they're gonna rape you, slaughter you, and fucking kill you.
The next morning, Counselor receives a call from Carter telling him how badly their affair has become. Then we learn that the lawyer got the green horn out of jail probation.
He's a biker. It was one of the client. Client? He wasn't a client.
Which was the person with the motorcycle. Carter advises the counselor, saying it's best to just run away from the mess they've created in the first place. Carter also talks about how snuff movies work for Counselor.
Have you seen a snuff film? No? You? You know someone has seen one. Yes. He said the girl was crying and looking in the camera.
Counselor warns Reiner. Reiner again doesn't care and just wants to leave the country as soon as possible, but then gets killed by the cartel. Pinioella is warned by her husband, who says they must go to Boise. Pinioella is kidnapped and Counselor is waiting for her at the hotel, but she doesn't show up. He calls his friend from Amsterdam, who explains important elements from the entire film.
A marriage, a proposal. Do you follow me?
Yes, I follow you, man, God.
And people appreciate that. Friendship. Do you understand you're more important to people? The people in your life.
Yes, I am so sorry.
Carter meets a girl at a bar. He goes out for a walk but is murdered by a bolito, which Reiner explains earlier in the film what it is.
Do you know what a bolito is? Is that mechanism that's draining you, right? Yeah. You know how it works? The mechanism has a small wire, and it will go more and more into your neck. Like a necktie, right? Exactly. The neck tie will go more into your neck, and you're fucking dead like a fucking fish.
Counselor is still in Mexico and receives mail, and then it opens where it says hello in Spanish. He then realizes that he has made the biggest mistake of his life. And then we learn that Machina is the only one who pulled all the money into the film. So what is the whole message of the whole movie, you are thinking right now? The answer is, the more money we have, the less additional happiness it can bring.